And with this logic, if you are able to have a closure rate of 1200 kilometers an hour, the radar will simply filter you out. The speed at which the radar filters you out is dependent on the radar set and the missile, but in general the missile has a wider range because it's less precise for the enemy radar to actually track you.
And we're back at it again. Now I think we've all seen the videos where someone uses a reserve 1.0 plane to research a top tier plane. So I decided that with just 1000 RP left until I get the F-16C, finally, after all these videos, I figured it wouldn't be too difficult of a challenge to do and that hopefully it'd be quite fun. You know, my first US top tier vehicle, not just plane. Well, I don't want to foreshadow anything, but, you know, let's just get into the match. You see, like, I got a hit, 3 whole RP, and every time I left click, something falls off on an enemy plane. I mean, there's no stopping me. And we're gonna pretend the first minute of the video where I combust spontaneously didn't happen. So this really is just a lot of RP. I'm barely able to control myself. As you can see, the entire enemy team is in front of me, yet I still managed to absolutely pop off and there is no stopping me. Even if my like wing falls off. Okay. Well, at least I didn't die. Okay, well, 280 RP and only I can't read, 57 RP for the F-16C. Yeah, no, I did think this would be a little bit simpler. And you can see that I don't usually spend this much time pondering, especially after the, like, when you have the battle results. And I'm now just sitting in the tech tree wondering why I decided to do this. And yeah, I sat there for quite a while. And the reason I don't want to use GE is because I almost have none. So I had a brilliant idea. I'll speed up the process by playing in a rank 6 plane. So I don't get as... like, I still get the penalty, but it won't be like only 50 RP. But then unfortunately, I actually don't know how this happened. I somehow forgot to record. Now look, this time I'm being serious. I actually forgot to record. I don't know how, don't ask me. But don't worry, I'm gonna draw out exactly what happened in the match in Photoshop. So basically what happened... I mean, you're not gonna see this one coming. You're not gonna see this one coming. What I do... and then you're not gonna believe this. But... and then there was somehow an enemy behind me, probably a paid actor that I didn't pay. So, just a regular player, basically. But anyways... let me draw what happened to my plane. Yeah, pretty much that, but... okay, yeah, let's get back to the video. But before the next match, I do have to quickly update you guys. Because in the last video... I announced a subscriber race that I'm doing with the small YouTuber Mumbo Jumbo. And I actually received a very interesting email from him just recently. And, I mean, you can pause it if you want to read it, but essentially he's saying that he wants to extend it to 10k instead of 2k. Now, I'll think about it, of course. I'm not sure because, you know, I still kind of want to win the race, of course, and... we're getting close to 2k, so I mean, first of all, huge thank you to everyone. There might maybe be a video to do. Anyways, but yeah, I'll think about the... wait, what's that? The bot... PS, if you reach 10k before me, I'll buy you 3 days of... okay, so guys, we need to get 10k, like, right now. Maybe, preferably, like, tomorrow. Yeah. For no particular reason, but I feel like... this would be beneficial, and I haven't had a premium account in a long time. Yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe because yeah, this sounds like a good deal to me. But now back to the video. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed my drawing of the F104 match, because I mean, that was just watching it back now, that was a beautiful drawing. And well, I decided to think about using G to speed up the process a bit for your entertainment. And look, when I say it took me some time to actually, you know, ponder this, I'm not joking. I mean, this is evident with the fact that I, pulled out a calculator. But for you guys, I decided I would actually do it. And I indeed did end up spending the 7GE to make sure this video is genuinely entertaining. Now, just seeing the 2 RP on the F-16C was really cool. That's definitely going to be my wallpaper for maybe like the next 3 days maximum. But yeah, that was really cool. And let's just get straight into this match, because you get to watch you just get to watch how well I play at top tier, because this is obviously the new top tier. And severe damage, like not even, well, I mean, I don't know, I cut out the beginning, but probably like 3 minutes into the match. That's quite impressive. Even more impressive the fact that I didn't actually get the kill, but I still got a huge amount of RP for what was essentially my kill. And now I'm, trying to evade, kind of like get my missiles, I mean, what do you call it, primed, I guess, because I have a ton of missiles. And then I decided to kind of do a little bit of a bombing run, because that's what we do. We like getting lots of RP at top tier with bombing runs. Oh wait, I forgot the entire point of the video was that this is a reserve plane. We're gonna ignore the big explosion and get back to what I was saying, with the fact that this is actually indeed a reserve plane. And you did, in fact, catch me coping that this was top tier. But, I mean, nonetheless, these players are still very highly skilled, especially with the attack the D point just popping up out of nowhere. I mean, they definitely know what they're doing. This guy right here, I mean, he just knows that there's nothing he can do, so he just flies straight, preserves his energy. But in the end, I still managed to get a lucky shot. You can see there's a lot happening on the screen, and here I'm just completely like outmaneuvering this guy who's obviously like level, I don't know, maybe 357. I think that's what I checked later on. He's doing a really nice kind of energy trap here, but fortunately I know what to do, because I'm just like I've got lots of practice in this game, and I think this strategy, I don't know what the pros call it. Well, I mean, I am a pro, so what I call it, ignoring the explosion again, what I call this strategy is, doing circles until the enemy gets bored and stops doing circles. This strat that I'm doing here, we the pros call it hoping that holding left click down yields results. It's kind of like in Farming Simulator where nah, I'm yapping way too hard. Let's just focus on the fact that I didn't miss. Ooh, that doesn't look good. I did, of course, let chat know that I'm 2 RP away from top tier and playing biplanes, and they actually seem to be quite fond of the idea. If you two that responded to me are watching, do let me know, because that'd be quite interesting. And after such a successful first run in this match, I decided to get some really nice cinematic gameplay in first person, because I mean, who wouldn't want that? Just watch this 1v1, because very soon you'll find out how good I am when playing first person in a biplane. Oh, is mission failed? Never mind. I think Gaijin decided to, spare the other person. But, that doesn't matter, because we'll talk about the RP later, because check this out. I got, well, when it loads, God, please, I thought this would take way far. Okay, so offensive 7.62mm belts on what I don't even know what plane that is. I forgot, but it doesn't look like I'll be playing it. Oh yeah, there we go. I got a modification on my reserve plane. Oh, I forgot I also got the F-16C. I was so happy about that modification that I completely forgot that I just got my first US top tier. That is a lot of silver light. Wait. Hold on a second. Of course, I have to first figure out where I want to put all that generous 100 RP. But wait. My silver lines aren't looking too good anymore. And don't tell me there's going to be even more. Oh my. That. Gaijin, please. I need premium account. I can't get new vehicles. I can't How am I meant to make videos that are interesting when I have to grind Oh, but check it out. I have 3 fuel tanks. Now we're talking. Now I can, have some fun with no chaff at 13.7. Oh, these are some expensive modifications. Definitely not foreshadowed from the previous video. And, I mean, now that I have this plane, top tier is going to be easy. I mean, there's no way that it goes badly at all. And you might notice that I have a quite nice skin on my plane. That's because I spent about half an hour, probably more, looking at skins and moving them in folders. And this is of course my first time ever using the AIM 120s. I did kind of use them a little bit in test flight, but obviously that wasn't like a real match. So now that I'm using it in a real match, I had to try out the like little BVR kind of nice little BVR gameplay, So I decided to try at 30 kilometers, see what would happen, and luckily I watched that Defin video earlier while playing playing reserve, so I kind of know the basics of the little line on the right, meaning that it's gonna track by itself. And after launching the missiles, I thought I was notching, and basically I didn't actually die, that was all CGI, but check out this kill assist that I got. Yeah, I did actually get a crit and a kill assist in that match, which was very nice, of course. And after that very successful match, I'm obviously gonna, do it again, because when something is successful, you try and do it again, because it's obviously very likely to yield similar results. This time, not that I got shot down last time, but I decided to increase the distance and fire the AIM 120s at about 40 kilometers instead of 30. But there wasn't any launch thing on the RWR, so I just kind of kept going forwards and making sure that the little line on the right was definitely showing that the missile was tracking, and then I had the little launch thing on the left on the little RWR. So I again tried to notch, which basically, you have to go perpendicular, I think. I don't really know. I thought I was going perpendicular, but I mean, obviously I'm not dying, which means I'm doing it correctly.
And if the Su-27 wants to get the F-15 in his no escape zone, it has to enter the no escape zone of the F-15, putting it at a massive disadvantage, because the second we enter...
At this point, I kind of figured out that I probably am doing something not completely correctly. Not that I have a skill issue, but I mean, more likely it's the fact that Gaijin changed the entire game mechanics the night before I recorded this video. I made sure that before I launched them, I slapped the missile and told it, you're gonna hit a plane today. And you see, I got a crit. That's how simple it is. You tell the missile that it's going to hit someone today, and it just does. It listens to what you say. You know what I'll do? I'll change the game files so that when it says assist, it actually says aircraft destroyed, because that way people will think that my KD is actually above 1, which it is. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Of course, my KD is above 1. But now that I actually survived the first 3 minutes of the match, which is a rare occurrence, I decided to use the AIM 9Ms for the first time ever, because, yeah, I mean... Well, no. I mean, obviously I've used them before. I didn't die any of the other matches. Oh, no, wait. Oh, my bad. This is actually my first match, which is what I meant to say. The others... I don't know what other ones you'd be talking about. But yeah, this is my first match. I'm going to try using the AIM 9Ms now, because I've never used them, like I said. So we're just going to find an enemy by flying around. Although I'm getting a little bit bored here, because I did see some enemies and I have no idea where they are. So I just tried to keep flying, and I've been flying for so long trying to find enemies that the sun has actually risen, and it's now early morning instead of late noon. And finally there is an enemy in front of me, because there's a Gripen right there with 3 other friendlies in front of me. But I still have hope that I'm going to get this guy, because out of this F-16, SU-20, please pan left, whatever the other plane was on the left, probably an F-15. I'm obviously like... Okay, yeah, I couldn't think of anything to say other than... I mean, I can't even say that I've got the advantage. But then I actually end up having the advantage anyways. And this AIM-9M is... Okay. And then I turn around. Yeah. Easy kill. Oh, please don't tell me I forgot to cut that out. Please don't tell me I forgot to cut that out. And then this guy launches a missile at me. But luckily, I do have chaff unlocked. So I'm just going to be able to... I believe the definition for insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting a different result every time. And the example that is given in this dictionary here says, for example, going up to 10 kilometers in War Thunder and launching a radar missile and then failing to notch. But luckily I don't fit that description in the example because, well, as you can clearly see, I actually have a completely different skin than I'd had in the last clip. So I'm not actually doing the same thing, obviously. And very fortunately, I actually decided to, look at a video about PVR, and I noticed that they kind of try to notch. And as soon as, yeah, you can see the RWR now says launch, so I'm going to notch by going left. Now I'm going to go, very slowly. I'm going to start turning back. So I'm making more distance between me and the missile. So well, I mean, if I understand correctly, it kind of, stopped tracking for a second as I notched. And then I'm, going away so it can't catch up. And then I, for some reason I go the other way to notch. I don't know. They do a little loop and then they notch the other way. But I mean, it worked, so I'll take it, I guess. My missile didn't exactly hit. Oh, did I just spoil it? Oh, guys, I accidentally spoiled the fact that the missile doesn't hit in the next 5 seconds. My bad, guys. But the important thing is that I don't die this time. Had to wait for 3 seconds there in case I cut. Because you never know if I am going to cut a video randomly. So now that I'm so low to the ground that I might as well be playing ground realistic, I launched my other AIM-120 because obviously I'm stuck and only have 2. And it doesn't quite hit. So I try this AIM-9M as well. But then that doesn't quite hit. And now I have 1 missile. And in this next clip, don't ask me where the missile went, because I'm not answering that question. I definitely didn't waste it on an F-20 that flared. And here I missed a shot on purpose to make this a very interesting 1v1, because obviously you guys want to see a nice classic 1v1 where I don't just win Look, okay, I might as well give you 3 guesses as to what I'm doing. Go on, I'll wait. Just kidding, I'm not waiting, since yes, I am, of course, once again at an altitude of 10 kilometers trying to get at least 1 kill from BVR combat. But if you're already watching this far in the video, shout out by the way, you'll know that I'm not even expecting a hit, let alone an entire crit. So now with such an excellent start to this match, all I need to do is dodge some missiles and survive. Okay guys, so first match in my brand new F-16C, and I'm having high hopes. I watched some videos online where people go high up in the clouds to fire off their radar missiles, but I decided to go with a slightly different approach where I stay close to the ground and sneak up on the enemy. This Su-27 has no idea what's coming for him, and with this new AIM-9M missile, even after I fire, he still won't know what's coming. Luckily my missile doesn't really like flares too much, and after a tiny bit of persuasion I actually get my first ever kill in this plane, which is understandable since this is my first match ever playing in it. But hold on, there's more! I managed to get a cheeky radar lock on another Su-27, and this of course means that I have a perfect opportunity to try out these new AIM-120 active radar homing missiles, which don't require an active lock from my plane's radar, and very nicely secure me my second kill. And by some miracle there's now an F-16 also heading towards me, so I managed to get yet another very easy kill. Using guns of course, because I eventually reversed the guy and decide not to waste the radar missile when I'm this close to him anyways. Which is when I find another F-16, so I chase him down too and start absolutely racking up kills for my stat card. And like with any other successful match on this channel, I go ahead saving my teammates from these dangerous AI ground targets, which proves to be quite the difficult dogfight since they began with a huge energy advantage over me, so I have to pull off some very interesting maneuvers, while also pre-flaring to ensure that there aren't any missiles coming towards me that would end up in my plane bursting into flame. Isn't that amazing how I managed to unlock chaff in a singular match without any premium account whatsoever? Not that I would say no to some premium account. But now I only need another 458 billion RP to get this plane fully spaded. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and make sure to smash like before I suddenly cut the video to my outro. Пожелай мне удачи в бою, пожелай мне